Emmeline. Oh, my dear Emmy. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I tried to be a good father, Emmy. I really did try. I wanted to be kind. I wanted to be fair. But I had no intention of treating you like my parents treated me. But I was incapable of doing it. In the end, it all went wrong. I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I was succeeding. And for a while, maybe I was. Now I realise I was a foolish fancy dreamt by a foolish man. Me mother was right. I should have been drowned when I was younger. It would have just saved you all so much trouble. It would have made everything so much easier.
Father?
Emmeline got to her feet, her bare toes curling across the wooden floorboards, and took a few steps forward.
Are you not feeling well? We can call for the physician if you'd like. If only you would sit down. Look how much you are trembling.
No. Philip shook his head mechanically, back and forth like a tin soldier, his words spoken in an almost frenzied fervour. The physician cannot help me now. Nothing can help me. We're done for, Emmeline. You and I and your mother too. This is it. This is the end.
The end of what exactly?
Our money is gone, Emmeline. I made a terrible mistake, and now everything is gone. The bubble burst, and we lost it all. Every single thing. Emmeline stared at her father, her mouth open. She did not know what to do, what to say. What could she say? She was only 14 years old, and she had always been told by her mother that women had no place in the world of business. It was only natural when they could not understand facts and figures, or tables or numbers. Beatrice Linton was the exception, rather than the rule. Beatrice Linton could do anything. She could probably wrestle a bear and dealt to death with her own hands if needs be, but Emmeline could not. She was only a young girl, standing in her bedroom in her winter nightgown, shivering like a leaf, and she did not know what to do. But she did not need to ponder her own powerlessness for much longer. Oh, sorry, Emmy. I'm so sorry. I let you down, and now the only thing I can do is make amends.
Father, what are you?
But Emmeline was not able to finish the question. Because at that moment, Philip Burns closed the distance between them, held his hands around his daughter's throat.
What the fuck?
His fingers dug into her skin, and Emmeline could not breathe. First it was the shock that drew the air out of her lungs, but then it was the pressure about her throat, choking her. She could hardly believe it. How could her father, who had never raised a hand to her in his life, who had never so much as raised his voice, ever contemplate carrying out such a hideous action? Dude, that's sad, he's gonna kill her. But he was. He was really going to kill her. Emmeline felt herself growing faint. She wondered idly if dark purple bruises would be left around the throat when Philip let go. A fairy circle made of mushrooms. Her head swam, her legs gave way beneath her, and she fell backwards onto her bed. Still, Philip's fingers did not budge. They remained upon her throat, fixated with the gruesome task they'd been charged with. It was almost as though Philip Burns had split into two. One half remained focused on the murder of his daughter, his beloved Emily, while the other, applauded at his actions, looked away with disgust. Maybe he should have poisoned her nightly mug of hot cocoa instead. Then he wouldn't have had to bear witness to the look on her face as her life was slowly choked out of her tawny body. I'm sorry, Emmy. I'm so sorry. And he was too. His cheeks were wet with tears. More tears kept falling. Some of them splashed against Emmeline's cheeks. But this offering of remorse made a little difference. Emmeline was still dying. She'd been dying around 2 minutes now, though it felt like it'd been far longer, and her heart was already starting to stammer inside her chest. I'm doing it for you, Emmy. I'm doing it for the greater good, I promise. I cannot stand the thought of me little girl going to the workhouse. I just couldn't. But Philip did not know what else to say. He dared that it would make much of a difference. Emmeline stared up at the ceiling blankly, her eyes a vast sea of white, her mouth hanging open. Her arms and legs were limp, as though her body were warm. It did not move. It could not.